Listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you was never meant for your ears. The world you live in is not the world you were taught. It is colder, it is sharper, and it runs on rules that no teacher, no parent, no preacher ever dared to whisper to you. You were raised to be polite. You were raised to be honest. You were raised to believe that if you worked hard and played fair, the world would open its doors for you. That was the first lie. The truth is simpler, and it is brutal. You were born into a game where most men are pieces, and only a few are players. And the pieces never know they are being moved. They smile, they comply, they call it life. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago, and nothing has changed since. Power does not belong to the loud. It does not belong to the kind. It belongs to the man who sees through every smile and hears the hunger behind every compliment. Every handshake is a transaction. Every favor is a debt. Every kind word is a door being opened, and you must decide whether to walk through it or slam it shut. The weak call this paranoia. The strong call it sight. From this moment forward, you will stop being the one who is read, and you will become the one who reads. You will stop reacting, and you will start orchestrating. The 5 secrets I am about to give you are not tricks. They are blades. Sharpen them in silence. Use them without warning. And remember this: the man who controls himself controls the room. The man who controls the room controls his fate. 1. The silence that owns the room. The first weapon you must master is the one no man respects until it is used against him. Silence. Most men are terrified of it. They fill every pause with noise because silence forces them to feel their own smallness. They talk to be liked. They talk to be accepted. They talk to prove they exist. And in doing so, they hand over every card in their hand to anyone patient enough to listen. You will not be that man. From this day forward, silence becomes your throne. When someone insults you, do not answer. Let the silence stretch until it becomes unbearable, and watch them shrink inside it. When someone asks a question designed to trap you, pause, hold their eyes, say nothing for 3 full seconds. That pause alone will rewrite the entire conversation, because their mind will begin to fear what you might say. When a man speaks less, every word he speaks becomes heavier. When a man speaks more, every word becomes cheaper. This is the law. Machiavelli knew it. The old kings knew it. The wolves of every boardroom and every battlefield knew it. Silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. It makes the other person reveal themselves. It makes them negotiate against themselves. It makes them confess things they never intended to confess, simply because the void in front of them demands to be filled. Study any powerful man closely, and you will notice the same pattern. He listens longer than he speaks. He answers slower than he is asked. He leaves pauses where weaker men would scramble to fill the air. And in those pauses, the weight of the room shifts quietly in his direction. Train yourself to become comfortable where others are terrified. Sit in silence until it no longer feels like absence, but like ownership. Practice it in meetings. Practice it in arguments. Practice it when someone tries to provoke you. And watch how quickly the provocation dies when it finds nothing to feed on. A man who cannot be baited cannot be beaten. A man who does not rush to defend himself cannot be manipulated into attack. Silence is the single trait that separates the reactive man from the sovereign one. It says, "Without a word, I do not need your approval. I do not fear your judgment. I do not dance for your noise." Because the man who does not need to speak is the man everyone watches. The man everyone watches is the man everyone studies. And the man everyone studies has already won before a single word has been spoken. Silence is not the absence of power, it is the sound of it. 2. the mirror that breaks them. The second weapon is older than kingdoms and more dangerous than any blade ever forged. It is the mirror, not the one that hangs on your wall, the one you become. Every human being on this earth is in love with one thing above all others: themselves, their voice, their opinions, their reflection. The man who understands this holds the key to every door that was ever closed to him, because he has learned the one truth that unlocks all men. People do not trust those who impress them. They trust those who remind them of themselves. You will learn to become that reminder. When a man speaks, study his rhythm. Study the words he favors, the pace of his breath, the tilt of his shoulders, the tempo of his hands. Then, slowly, quietly, begin to match him. Not like a performer, like a shadow. Match his energy when he is calm. Match his intensity when he burns. Match the silence in his pauses and the weight in his eyes. Do it so subtly that he never sees it, only feels it. And what he will feel is connection, trust, recognition. He will look at you and sense that you understand him in a way even his closest friends never have, and he will begin to open like a locked door touched by its own key. This is not flattery. Flattery is the weapon of the weak, and every strong man smells it from a mile away. Flattery makes a man suspicious. Mirroring makes him feel seen, and a man who feels seen will hand you things he would never hand a stranger: his guard, his secrets, his loyalty, his vote, his trust. Machiavelli understood that the ruler who learns the nature of his subjects can guide them without ever appearing to push. The mirror is how you learn that nature. It is how you bypass the mind and speak directly to the ego. It whispers, without a single word, "This one understands me. This one is safe. This one is of my tribe." And once a man believes you are safe, he lowers every defense he spent a lifetime building. That is the moment the game tilts permanently in your favor. That is the moment you stop being a stranger and become an extension of his own reflection. So study men, mirror them, meet their pace, their tone, their silence. Do it with patience, not performance. Because the man who becomes a mirror does not need to chase. He does not need to persuade. He simply stands still, and the world walks willingly into his hands. 3. Control the frame, control the mind. The third weapon is invisible, and that is exactly why it is lethal. It is called the frame. Every conversation you enter, every room you walk into, every negotiation you touch, there is a frame around it. A frame is the unspoken reality of the moment. It is who holds the authority. It is whose opinion carries weight. It is what the conversation is really about, beneath the words being spoken. Most men never see the frame. They walk into it like a fish walks into a net, and they spend the rest of their lives wondering why they keep losing games they did not know they were playing. You will not be that fish. You will be the one who builds the net. When a man tries to question you aggressively, do not answer his question. Question the question. When a man tries to rush you into a decision, slow the entire room down with a single calm sentence. When a man tries to shame you, look at him as if he is the strange one for trying. Never argue inside another man's frame. Argue the frame itself. This is how kings handled peasants. This is how generals handled rivals. This is how old money has always handled new money. They never played the game being offered. They offered a different game and watched the other man scramble to catch up. A weak man reacts to what is said. A strong man decides what is worth discussing. A weak man defends himself against every accusation. A strong man chooses which accusations even deserve acknowledgement and lets the rest die in the air where they were spoken. Understand this deeply. Reality is not what happens. Reality is what the dominant frame declares has happened. Two men can witness the same event and walk away with two different truths. and the truth that survives is always the truth of the stronger frame. This is why some men can lose an argument on logic and still win it on presence. This is why some men can walk into a room of their superiors and leave as the one everyone was watching. They did not bring better points, they brought a stronger frame. So from this day forward, walk into every room with your frame already built. Calm, certain, immovable. Do not seek permission for your presence. Do not apologize for your position. Do not let another man's emotion, urgency, or volume pull you into his reality. Stand inside your own and let the weaker frames bend quietly toward yours. Because the man who sets the frame sets the truth, and the truth in any room belongs to him. 4. Weaponized unpredictability. The fourth weapon is the one that makes men fear you without ever knowing why. It is unpredictability. Look at the average man around you. You can read him like a cheap book left open on a table. You know what will make him angry. You know what will make him laugh. You know what will make him chase, and what will make him flee. He is a pattern-wearing skin, and every pattern-wearing skin can be managed, manipulated, and moved by those who see the pattern clearly. You will never again be that man. From this day forward, you become weather. You become a door that sometimes opens and sometimes does not. When they expect warmth, give them stillness. When they expect anger, give them a slow, quiet smile. When they expect you to chase, turn and walk away without a word of explanation. Do not do this out of cruelty. Do this out of strategy. Because the moment a man cannot predict you, something ancient activates inside him. He begins to study you. He begins to rehearse his words before he speaks. He begins to wonder what you are thinking, what you might do, what he might have done to shift your mood. And the moment he begins to wonder, the power has already changed hands. He is now working for your attention. He is now seeking your approval where once he demanded it. He is now moving around you, while you remain still at the center of his mind. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must keep his true intentions hidden, because the moment his nature is known, the counter to his nature is already being built against him. The same law governs every man who seeks respect in a world that preys on the predictable. Never let them map you. Never let them finish the puzzle of who you are. Leave gaps, leave silences, leave small, unexpected shifts in tone they cannot explain. Be loyal in your values. Be steady in your principles. But be completely unreadable in your moves. A man who is kind on Monday and cold on Tuesday is not inconsistent. He is uncontrollable. And uncontrollable men are the ones the world bends around, because the world cannot find a handle to grip them by. Your emotions must stop leaking. Your reactions must stop advertising your inner state. Your next move must never be the move they expect. Because a predictable man is a managed man. An unpredictable man is a feared one. And fear, when blended quietly with respect, is the softest and most lasting form of control ever invented by the hand of power. 5. The gift of withholding. The fifth and final weapon is the one that quietly reshapes human behavior more than any reward, any punishment, any promise ever could. It is the art of withholding. Understand this law deeply, because once you see it, you will see it everywhere. Human beings do not value what is given freely. They value what is earned, what is rationed, what is almost taken away. A compliment given every day becomes noise. A compliment given once a month becomes a memory they chase for the rest of their lives. Attention given without limit becomes worthless. Attention given in rare, measured doses becomes a drug. This is the cold mathematics of human desire, and the man who masters it becomes the man every room orbits. You will learn to give in fragments. A rare smile, a rare nod of approval, a rare moment of your full, undivided focus. Make these moments feel like sunlight breaking through stone, because that is exactly what they will become in the minds of those around you. When someone does something worthy, acknowledge it once, briefly, and move on. Do not flood them with praise. Praise given in floods drowns its own value. The weak man hands out approval like a beggar hands out coins, desperate to be liked. The strong man holds his approval like a king holds his signet ring, pressed only into what deserves the mark. Withhold your time, withhold your reactions, withhold your full self until the moment demands it. And watch how quickly the world begins to lean in, listen harder, try harder, and need you more than you ever needed them. Now you hold all five. Silence, the mirror, the frame, unpredictability, withholding. These are not tricks to play with. They are blades to live by. So before you leave this moment, do one thing with intention. In the comments below, write a single phrase of your own. Not a quote you borrowed, not a line you copied. Your own personal oath. A declaration carved from the man you are choosing to become tonight. Something sharp enough to cut through every doubt that ever tried to own you. Write it. And mean it. Because the words a man writes in public have a strange way of hunting him down in private until he lives up to them. And if these words reached something inside you that has been asleep for too long, then do not let this be the last time we speak. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell. The wolves are already listening. The only question left is simple. Will you finally join them, or will you stay prey?